Woohoo! Summer camp is finally here. Are you looking forward to the challenge? I certainly do. Some of you may have already created their articles for this week, but this video will hopefully give you some ideas to use for the next set of prompts. So today I will have a look at the first set of prompts, which would bring you all the way up to your copper badge. In addition, I will give you some advice how to distribute your 300 minimum words to create something I call an elaborated stub, which will help you win your very own summer camp challenge. So let's start. First things first. The summer camp challenge, at least if you strive for diamond or any higher up badge, will not be suitable for freemen. This is because of the new article limitations which worldanvil has in place right now. However, this doesn't mean that you can't use the article techniques I'm explaining or some of the prompts in your world. To complete all of the prompts, you will need a master tier subscription to worldanvil, which comes currently for $4.50 if you pay yearly or $7 per month if you pay monthly. The first set of prompts proved actually difficult for me. Especially if you are set on an urban setting like me, some of the prompts can seem impossible at first sight. But if you're thinking closer, you will probably find a way to make things work. So let's have a look at them, one by one. A tumultuous region prone to natural disasters. This is a prompt for the location template on worldanvil and one of the most difficult ones for me. If you live in a temperate region with not that much natural disasters occurring regularly, this can at first sound impossible. It was for me, for sure. But in this case, I would recommend you try to scale your idea down a little bit. There may not be volcans that threaten your city every time, but maybe there's a river which causes flooding sometimes. Maybe the region that is flooded from time to time is in the city center and causes extreme inconvenience for the city and the people living here. An environmental or other large-scale natural disaster. This next prompt goes hand in hand with the last one and uses the law template. I say it goes hand in hand, and that's true. If you answered the first prompt, you can just create a natural disaster that happens in said region. Like in my example, if you had the flooding area within your city, just write about a large flood that occurred in that place and you are done. Don't forget to link both articles together though. A character who goes through a great change or metamorphosis. This is one of my favorites in this set. Character prompts are always great story devices and will allow me to explore some of the changes that people go through. This prompt will make use of the person template on worldanvil, and you don't need to have this as a full-blown 20-page article. When it comes to the changes, have a look at some major transformation in your setting. Does your character currently prepare their coming out? Does your game system prompt you to some sort of a change, like for example the Warhammer 40k setting would give you the transformation from a human to a space marine. For vampire, of course, I will use the transformation from mortal to vampire. A sickness that caused societal upheaval. Of course, this sickness will make use of the condition template. I think this will be the easiest prompt when we have a look at the past years. Corona really caused some serious societal issues. If you go back to the 80s and 90s, have a look at AIDS, which caused also large societal problems. But as with most prompts, don't take them too literal. Not all societal unrest has to be all over the media of your setting, and not all sicknesses have to be deadly. Think about a drug in the food supply or water which causes an addiction. Then think about what happens if this drug goes away. Or have a look at a sickness that only afflicts a small group of people in your setting. Maybe it's only these people who become upset. A document that changed the course of history. With this prompt, we will make use of the document template, obviously. Personally, I hate documents, but in this case, I will do it. So how do I come up with an idea? It's easy. Once again, have a look into our real world history. Think about the Magna Carta, the 4+2 contracts, or a simple document that states the foundation of a settlement. Also, don't forget to think about where this document is now. This can give you as much depth as the actual contents of this document. A displaced people in your world. For this prompt, keep in mind that it doesn't need to be the current time when these people were displaced from their homelands. Maybe they were people who were displaced over 200 years ago and have become a part of the modern society of your setting. If you have an idea about your people, create an ethnicity article for them. But keep in mind that you need to be respectful, especially if you base your ethnicity on real-world examples. This is the most important part in my opinion. A conflict that involved a changing environment. The template for this prompt will be the military conflict one, but that doesn't mean you have to write about a military conflict. Maybe there were gang conflicts about a city district that suddenly became richer, or a better source of income from criminal activity. Maybe it's a rich neighborhood which makes perfect feeding grounds for one group and another was competing. Modern development will certainly change the environment of your city, so this will be perfectly fine for this prompt. Think about the building of a new industrial quarter for your city and the people who don't want it to be there. A vehicle that, when introduced, caused social upheaval. Do you remember what people said when trains were introduced? They believed that trains were bad for health because the human body couldn't bear a speed over 30 miles per hour. And this will be a great example for the vehicle prompt of this set. The last two prompts are wildcards. You can fill them in as additional articles, or you can use them to swap out any article prompt you don't want to use. A myth about food. This prompt will use the myth template and it will deal with something to eat. Of course, it wouldn't be summer camp if there wasn't some sort of a food prompt. So, what about the myth surrounding our food? Do you know about the tradition to give somebody who moves into a new home a loaf of bread and a bowl of salt? That's supposed to bring luck into the household and to make sure that there will always be bread and salt available. Or think about the old fairy tale that you have to place white bread or something like that outside so the fairies can eat it. And of course, cookies and milk for Santa. All of these are traditions, but they also have myths attached to them. Just try to think in these directions and you will be fine with this prompt. A building associated with joy and fun. This is the easiest prompt in this set. If you have a look around, you will find many buildings associated with fun and joy, ranging from theaters, cinemas, brothels, all the way to clubs and bars. Just go wild and build a nice place, once again using the building template. When it comes to my own articles, I will use the same method of word distribution for all my articles. This means that I will work mainly within the vignette of the article and only fill in the sidebar prompts where applicable. First, I start with a short introduction paragraph. Within this paragraph, I will explain what this article is all about. I usually go for about 50 to 75 words in this section. The next part will be a quote that's suitable for the respective prompt, coming up with another 25 words, for a total of 100 words at this point. Next, I will use an aloud to describe the actual thing I'm building here. Usually this will take up another 70 to 100 words. Finally, I will add additional paragraphs answering the prompt and fill in the missing words and article images, if I have some. If you want to do this the same way, you can just create a BB code template and save it into a text document. Doing so will help you set your article for a prompt the easy way. If you followed my button tutorial, don't forget to add your button to your articles and to tag your article in the right way. For the article prompts, just follow the structure I introduced you to. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving me a like and a subscribe to my channel. Here you will find another video of mine and the playlist with all my English tutorials. Until next time, bye!